Mariposa Clearwater filled her lungs with wet marsh dawn on 21 March 1998, inside a cypress cabin perched on stilts above the glass flats of Terrebonne Bay, Louisiana. Peepers were fading under first light, and her mother, a back row bass cornetist who presses magnolia petals in her valve oilcloth, blew a velvet three-note cradle that made tin plates vibrate on the shelf. Her father, a shrimp-decked cartographer who sketches cloud pelicans on spare net tags, leaned so close their freckles nearly met and promised his newborn daughter that dockside gossip, hallway whispers, and store racks stopping at 14 would always give way for anyone brave enough to grow into her whole outline. Curves had wound through the Clearwater family tree since a great-grandmother sang Zydeco waltzes through a hurricane shutter, so nobody panicked when baby Mariposa ripped a second cotton wrap before the kettle hissed. Granny Tallulah sealed every burst seam with a bait line needle packaged in carnival flag cotton and laughed that extra fabric costs pennies while teaching a child to shrink can cost her future daylight. Elementary corridors smelled of cedar shavings, beignet sugar drifting from cafeteria vents, and brackish breeze pushing through warped louvers. Mariposa already towered half a head above classmates, shading the overhead lamp whenever she mapped whooping crank flyways on the roll-down atlas. One sticky recess, two boys hop-skip circles chanting barge, barge, each thud. Her rain boots left on chalk squares. At twilight, she combed the tie line, gathered soda caps polished satin by surf, threaded them onto fishing filament, stitched the rattling strand down her cement hoodie, and strode into class at dawn, scattering rainbow freckles across ceiling tiles. A visiting reading coach filmed 8 shaky seconds on a prepaid flip phone, posted the glow to a brand new video nook, and by lunch, 15,000 strangers applauded the girl who hammered teasing into lighthouse flair. Mariposa scribbled one rule in lavender beside long division drills: clouds cluster only until you flash them bright. Weekends meant the shrimp docks, where her mother's cornet runs braided, with diesel groans fryer crackle and gulls lobbying for mullet heads. Store jeans wedged midway up her thighs, so she traded tip jar quarters for a sun-bleached gill net, unraveled it into rope, crocheted high-rise culottes, misted roseate spoonbill silhouettes in squid ink, then posed at papaya sunset against rust-flecked pilings while her cousin snapped grainy photos. She dropped every frame into an online journal called Lantern Splash. The same week, a picture app drifted over patchy bayou towers. Captions bounced between bayou slang and plain truths like, curves anchor gusts steadier than seawalls. Before 16 candles flickered 53,000 unseen hearts tapped little red hearts beneath each mango frame. Proof bright rectangles hush cafeteria Snickers quicker than any whistle. A coastal system scholarship tugged her north to Louisiana State. Daylight dissolved in wave flume laps. Nights belonged to a 24-hour boudin cart glowing neon persimmon under live oaks. The heat lamp turned into her softbox. Between sausage orders, she filmed 90-second reels, folding parchment into widest barrettes while translating dart rotation and had research buzz have Porsche hush. One clip layered dolphin chirps on a lo-fi beat while she chain-stitched reflective anchor cord into thrift denim. 46 hours later, plays topped 1,300,000. Gulf Coast blogs christened her the Boudin Couturière, yet every sponsor offer froze at size 16. Mariposa slid each pitch into a folder named Shrinking Nets, wiped cayenne glaze off her cuff, and served another link. Springstorm Prep delivered an email from Columbia Sportswear inviting her to co-design a storm shell capsule called Marsh Pulse. She wrote 3 steady terms. Patterns must reach a 60-inch hip, half the staff hired from community college design programs, 10% of net profit to oyster reef restoration from Vermilion to Appalachia. Columbia said yes before dawn pink lab skylights. The shoot dawned on a shell bar where newborn terrapins traced commas toward mirror water. Mariposa guided curdy paddleboarders slicing glass ripples while drone carved lazy infinity shapes overhead. When the lookbook dropped, every extended size jacket disappeared in 41 hours across 30 nations, and Lantern Splash jumped past 700,000 bright avatars. Still sugared from a graveyard beignet blitz, she balanced her phone on a flower tote, ducked behind burlap sacks, and live-streamed tear-shiny thanks beneath buzzing fluorescence. Wave 1 of pure invitation splashes here. If this slow burn journey already warmed your chest, tap subscribe right now. One gentle press locks your spot on the rail so next week's story sails into your feed before algorithm winds turn. By light shimmer, soon lured rumor pelicans. A viral vlog claimed Mariposa laced steel plates around her waist inside marsh post shells. At sunrise, she paddled a cedar board beyond Spartina, stood full frame in sports bra and linen shorts, traced each stretch stripe with crushed bougainvillea dust, and blew a cornet riff so raw pelicans stalled mid-glide. 10 million viewers reposted the jam, tagged bougainvillea proof, brushing fuchsia specks across their own curves until gossip faded like low fog. Cart wages platted with capsule royalties and churned into Clearwater butter. A whipped custard blending Tupelo blossom cream, Satsuma peeled oil, and mica sparks that glow seashell white under foam flash. 19,010s cooled on her father's chart table, Liz tag with braided trot line, each tag printed, "Moisturize your horizon." Stock drained in 82 minutes, raising $198,000. 20% birth beacon grants, placing industrial, surgers, and hydrophones in plus-size teens' maker rooms from Cameron to Cocoa Beach. 8 months later, 36 grantees streamed a floating fashion and dolphin chorus aboard a retro shrimp scow draped in LED Spartina, sending sunrise cheer to classrooms from Kingston to Nairobi. New Orleans Fashion Week etched new levee lore when a backstage blower ripped her indigo mesh gown from hip to hem 80 heartbeats before runway. Mariposa tore neon mooring rope from a rig brace, laced the gash like boot hooks, and strode out as if the splice had slept in the pattern from day one. Camera shutters cracked like popcorn. Vogue Delta labeled it Rope Cadence Rescue. Another million lantern sparks ignited before brass warmed the after-party air. Storm talk rebelled again when a spurned aide leaked trimmed mails, hinting she demanded crab cake, towers, and chauffeured skiffs for her rescue spoonbill Aurora. Mariposa posted the full chain, showing refillable water urns, lentil stew for crew, and caption tablets for deaf stylists. That month's affiliate surge, $136,000, funded biodegradable crab trap pilots off Cheniere Plain. Fans echoed her wharf credo, receipts shimmered brighter than rumor grit until whispers fell silent in a back channel. Eddie. Midsummer metrics glowed teal. 6.9 million Instagram mates, 3.5 million real Voyagers, and 2 million faithful channel subscribers. Engagement brushing 10% and rewriting brand spreadsheets. Cartier offered a topaz search slot inside Sabine Light's Century lens. She agreed once Cartier bankrolled therapy stipends for oyster deck hands rocked by last season's hurricanes. The finished clip, her wrist scattering amber shards across iron ribs, stands as Cartier's most saved post this quarter. Family centers her compass. Twice a month she streams Porchline Groove. Mama slides funk phrases on cornet beside a propane griddle, while Daddy reads cloud haiku and Mariposa flips thrift denim under fairy bulbs. One broadcast scaled 9 million when Aurora waddled through powdered sugar, then sneezed glitter onto the mic. A wildlife rehab now sponsors each stream, tagging rescue spoonbills with solar trackers paid by Clearwater. The revenue skimmed past 12 million before its second equinox. She leased an idle seafood shed, cut skylights through corrugated tin, and hired furloughed deckhands plus design grads to whip custard and knot lids by hand during midday dance breaks to brass house loops. Efficiency teams begged for shrink seal. She quoted her mother's law, fingertips keep legends far longer than plastic, and rope ties stayed. Her fee carries true mind weather. Coquina Ridge portraits live beside empanada chart selfies captioned, "Same sky, different tide." She shares breath tracks captured in limestone caverns, printable resilience worksheets in English and Homa, French, and sliding scale therapy vouchers. 132,000 followers call her. Community glow rides sparkle through crushed shell paint. Hundreds petal dust levees wearing Clearwater butter on collarbones and LED marsh grass on spokes. Ticket proceeds fuel beacon grants and fun wheelchair snorkel lifts at Clear Springs. Chowder shacks fry late. Craft stew bowls climb 15% on ride nights. Mariposa leads on a vintage cruiser with Aurora plush strap front, stopping to tie any riders dragging lace. She is finalizing a memoir titled Currents Keep Names for release next spring in 11 languages, while a documentary crew tracks her mission to turn retired light bowies into floating maker labs for Bay schools. Puma's wide toe wave lantern sneaker launches next quarter, threaded with reflective rope and cushioned by algae foam, directing 10% of revenue into Beacon Sea nurseries along the Gulf Rim. Second splash of invitation breaks close. If your subscribe button still glows red, cool a gentle gray right now. One tap guarantees the next tide finds your notifications long before algorithm undertow can pull it away. As playback ease towards Slackwater, you will find fresh jars of Clearwater butter, instant Beacon Grant links, tonight's Porchline playlist, and one discreet compass waiting in the description. That compass is a research-backed kit of conversation sparks and confidence cues, charting the most direct passage to lasting love and the surest practice for inspiring authentic intrigue in any open, free, one click away. If the soda caps, spine shimmer, rope cadence gown rescue, or Aurora glitter sneeze sparked even half a smile touch like, send your loudest ripple in comments and share this voyage with a friend whose sails hang slack. Every curve redirects currents, every scar refracts moonlight, and the marsh bows to anyone willing to plant both boots on the pier and greet tomorrow eyes bright. Third hush washes over the mic. Subscribe this heartbeat, claim your rail. Visit the love link below and meet me on the next rising tide. When a fresh story flickers beyond the breakers, encourage voices, your name again.